It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.
Yeah, it's a very special edition of the Conjugal Visit Show. Yeah, we know it's a weeknight. Matter of fact, it's a Thursday night. This is the Conjugal Visit Show, a special edition show. And we've got all four of us here tonight. Check it out. Yeah.
You didn't do it. I was going to ignore him.
Yeah, well.
You're going to ignore me like I'm talking to myself, right?
Call Mr.
You can't
Polo.
ignore him.
Is he ready
This is a
for us
special
already?
occasion.
Mr. Polo's ready.
Very special occasion. Let me see if I can find him.
Yes, he's getting ready to go on the Norwegian Pearl tomorrow morning as part of 9, or I don't know how many days, from the 4th to the 9th. You could do the math. Cruise to the Cayman Islands and I think Jamaica they're going to, with Kiss on board playing many shows.
Yeah.
And other bands, and Enough's Enough, Skid Row, all kinds of goodies. And Mr. Polo, our roving reporter, will be in. And here he is, Joe.
Hey!
Joe. Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, man. I wish you guys were here with me.
Trust us, we do too.
So do I. Yeah, so do I. Sounds like a whole lot. How's Miami? Are they recuperating from the hurricane? Look nice?
Yeah, everything's cool down here. It is raining a little bit on and off all day, but it has not dampened at all the enthusiasm of the people that are here right now. I'm live right now. The guys from the T's are here. They're going to be playing on the cruise. Big John Hart's here, who is a famous bodyguard for Kiss. Ken Sharp was here. He did an interview. I sent that stuff to you guys. Did you get it?
Yeah,
I got them.
Awesome.
We got it. Yeah.
There's probably a good 200 people here at the party, maybe more. I'm just guessing. That was one of the guys from T's. They're like an 80s cover band, tribute band, and they're going to be playing on the cruise. Very excited, very excited. You can probably hear it in my voice.
Didn't even notice.
Yeah, no, we couldn't tell. You're all enthusiastic. So you've already done one interview, and today is the first day, right?
Yeah, I did Big John Hart, and then I did.
And who's Big John Hart? Explain who he is.
Okay, Big John Hart. He was a bodyguard with Kiss in the 70s and then early 80s. And if you ever seen the pictures of Paul getting out of there's a famous picture of Paul Stanley getting out of a car without his makeup, and there's a bodyguard covering his face so nobody could get a picture of it.
Right.
Cool.
That's Big John. And he was super nice. He's got a book he's starting to write. A book will be coming out in 2017. And he's going to come on our show and talk all about it.
Oh, terrific.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're having a Conjugal Visit / Podcast Rock City tonight.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's great. And it's all live, man.
And we're doing all Kiss, too.
Oh,
yeah.
God,
okay.
So much fun.
The way it's supposed to be.
All 5,000 listeners out there. And by the way, I want to congratulate everyone on the crew, and you too, because you're a big part of the growth here at the station, Mr. Paulo. And we will hit our 5,000th listener after this show. So
that is amazing.
Yeah, I think that is just terrific. And,
I'm very proud.
It says a lot about the show. But we want to make sure that you're having a good time, so you look forward to it. How many times are you going to be able to see Kiss perform?
Okay, so they performed 3 times on the boat. The first one's what's called the Sail Away Show. And that's without makeup. Now, in the years before, up until last year, they did that acoustically. This last year, that was the first time they did it electric.
Cool.
Okay.
And this year they're doing it electric. I did send it. Everybody gets to send in a song that they want to hear, and then the ones that Kiss take those into consideration. And I think they even, like, let's say, Rock and Roll All Night got most of the votes. They'll play that, of course. But
Right.
I did send in Naked City from Kiss Unmasked.
Good choice.
I've never heard it live, so
I would have picked Great Expectations.
he's done it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has done it.
The only time I ever seen him do that song was on the Symphony one, I think.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
it on a cruise a couple of times, I believe.
Oh, cool.
and it was so amazing to see it like that,
So are they doing any? Are Paul and Gene doing any of their own things? Like I knew a couple years ago, Paul did a acoustic set and Gene was doing lessons. Is that still going on?
I know that Gene still does a master class. You get I don't know how much money it is, but you get a bass, lessons. They do it all together. I think they write a song together. I don't think Paul. I haven't heard. Maybe Paul's doing a class now, but that got added later. His paintings are on board. They're going to have set up like a small museum type thing where you can go in and either buy paintings or see the paintings. You can buy his guitars, the ones he plays right on stage. That I will not be doing because, well, I'm not a millionaire. And no, you don't have to be a millionaire. I'm teasing.
No, come on. They're expensive, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think they're around I think they're 10 grand.
10
Oh
grand.
wow.
Wow.
You didn't get the station credit card? Oh shit.
Yeah, but when you pay the 10 grand, I think you get a lock of his hair. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I'll tell you, Joe, let me know. Joe, let me know, and I'll send you a PO for that guitar.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I want his axe bass, man. I want the axe bass.
You want an axe bass?
Yeah,
We'll work on that.
I'll send you the PO for that.
I think Paul Stanley's doing fun with plastic surgery night.
Oh. I know that they're also doing Paul. Paul Stanley loves to cook. And, oh yeah, he loves it, and he actually he built a like a pizza oven in the backyard, and they're having like a pizza cook-off, and Paul Stanley's going to be the judge.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so there's just so much happening. I've been enough's enough. The lead singer Chip, there was problems coming in on the plane, so he's running late. I'm not sure he's going to make it to the party. I do know, however, that I talked to his manager, and I think I'm going to get to interview him on the boat, on the ship,
Cool.
if he doesn't make it. I do, however, have a message on my phone from Chips Enough, from Enough's Enough, which is pretty cool. It was really weird because he was like, "This is Chips Enough from Enough's Enough," and I was like, "Dude, I know who you are."
So are they performing? Is he performing on the?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I got Enough's Enough. I've got Skid Row. I've got Whitford and St. Holmes.
Oh, cool.
That's Brad Whitford from Aerosmith and St. Holmes from Ted Nugent. Derek St. Holmes. And then we've got King's X, which I'm very excited about.
Right.
We've got the 80s cover band Tees. It's really crazy, too, because they're an 80s cover band, and they look like kids,
They look like kids, little kids, right?
They look like they're probably 22, 23, so I'm not even really sure they were alive in any of the 80s.
Right?
Yeah,
Probably not.
They might be alive because of the 80s.
Yeah, maybe. Very good. Good point.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, like I said, man, this has been a lot of fun, and I want to thank you guys for letting us, report on this for the next few days.
It's our privilege.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And also, I will tell you that I even got a letter from Six Man, the company that puts on the cruise, and they're all behind us. Calling it. Let's see if I can get it right. Podcast Rock City. It's called Podcast Rock City. KGFRocks.com Kiss Cruise Weekend.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
I was like, they let us use the name, and I was like, sweet. And I'm gonna get some extra interviews with the crew and everybody else, and I'll see what I can finagle.
Oh, listen, you get all those interviews done. Now you're going to be on the ship through this Sunday. Is that right?
No, through Wednesday.
Through Wednesday of next week.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to work out the logistics of this and figure out, do we want to just put all the interviews on one show, or do you want to space them out?
Well, what I figured I would do is anytime I do some kind of a little thing, I'll send it to you guys, and then if you can throw it in during the weekend, great.
Okay. All right.
But yeah,
what
go
we'll
ahead.
do is I'll just throw them in. I'll play them as soon as I get them, and then I'll throw them into the rotation. So the whole week they'll just randomly play.
Yeah, and then anybody out there that's not able to go on the KISS cruise can listen and hear my reports. I'm only going to do Friday, Saturday. So today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday. I guess I'm just going to chill.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
That sounds like fun, though. That
But
sounds
yeah,
like a whole lot of fun.
And Sunday I'll be seeing the band do
Joe-
their makeup show.
Well, that's what I was wondering. This is not your first KISS cruise, correct?
No, this is my fourth. I was on
This is your
1, 2,
fourth.
1, 2, 4, and 6.
And this is the sixth?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So how many times would you say in those cruises have you seen KISS on the cruises alone?
Well, the first two were 3. The second, so 3, 6, 8. So 8 times within the first three cruises, and then I'll see them tomorrow. I'll see them tomorrow in the Sail Away show at about 9:30. I will be posting video of that on KGF Rock's Facebook page, so make sure you guys go there and watch the video.
Sweet.
And that's the Unmasked Electric show, and it's going to be at night, which is awesome. I also brought a 360 camera, so I can do some 360 video from right on the ship. And then you guys could if you can just scroll around and look at the whole boat.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome.
Yeah, we look forward to this. This is going to be a whole lot of fun.
Do you have a chance to run into them, just casually, maybe at dinner time or having drinks somewhere? Do they walk around the ship too?
Yeah, I can tell you that doesn't happen.
Okay.
and not because I think they would want to, but the problem is that they're just too huge. And,
yeah, people would go crazy.
It's like I remember Paul Stanley came down for the contest for the Halloween costume contest a few years back, and Tommy Thayer was hosting it. Paul came down, and then when the contest was all over, nobody left, and they just waited. And then finally, Paul just walked over and started high-fiving people, and that's when they left. So if he was walking down a hall, he might lose his pants.
Oh, that kind of sucks for them, though. I hope they're not stuck in a room. I would hate that, to be stuck in the room the whole time, not be able to go anywhere.
Yeah, but then they look at their bank account and they're fine.
Yeah, I think they have the very top of the ship, which is actually an open. They can walk out.
So they probably have their whole area.
Yeah,
yeah.
I have seen Paul looking over the edge, watching bands play. As a matter of fact,
cool.
I really wish I could think of the name. I can't think of the name. It's something Leon, and I apologize out there because I'm got a lot going on. But he watched them, and then the next tour, I saw them open for them.
Are you talking about? Was it Leo Gunn? Was it that guy?
Leo Gunn, yes, Leo Gunn.
Yeah. So I was wondering, how many times, so when you see KISS on this KISS cruise, you're used to seeing them with about 15, 20,000 people. How many people are actually in that venue watching?
Maybe it's half the boat, so maybe 1,500.
That's got to be such a intimate experience with them.
It is, and I'll tell you something else that's really cool. There's so many people from other countries, and they keep their traditions. So one of the greatest things I ever saw was Detroit Rock City was being played, and when Tommy went into the solo, the crowd sang the solo.
Oh,
yeah.
And I've never seen that at a KISS concert in the U.S., but apparently it's huge to. So when he started playing, you could hear the crowd. Oh, it was just
That sounds
amazing.
beautiful.
It was really amazing.
I hear that on any Iron Maiden Rock in Rio CD. Like that's exactly what they do all the time. Must have been in that small venue. That must have been must have got goosebumps.
It is, and here's the other thing that's really cool right now is they're doing the Creatures of the Deep. So this is going to be a whole tribute to Creatures of the Night.
Wow.
And it's not the Kiss Army, it's the Kiss Navy, obviously, because we're on a boat.
Right.
So we are very excited, and we're waiting to see what costumes they're going to be wearing. Are they going to, we don't think that anybody's going to be dressed like Eric Carr, obviously. But we have heard that Eric Singer will be wearing the cat makeup, but he'll be wearing a costume that is very much influenced by Eric Carr.
Awesome.
Well, that's super cool to hear. I remember, did you get any insight? I know you guys discussed it on the podcast that we're going to have the tank or what?
Well, still haven't heard, but we did hear that Eric Singer said that he's sworn to secrecy.
What about
awesome.
the Ankh Warriors? Are you going to be there?
I think from what now you guys know that when Creatures of the Night came out, they put out a video for "I Love It Loud," and Ace Frehley was in that video. I think that's the lineup we're going to get. I think we're going to get Tommy Thayer in the lightning bolt zigzag.
That's the gayest costume ever. It's like a skin tight lightning bolt.
Yeah, it's like a skin tight onesie or something like that. But we're all still so excited to see it because we never seen it.
Right.
So when Kiss came on and they did the Alive tour, like the whole record. They had if you look at the tour video, they had white Marshalls. They brought white Marshalls. If you look at the costumes, it was from Alive. If you look at they had the candelabras on stage. They had them on stage here. So it was just like the stage setup.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. And also, I want to tell you, I have had a number of people come by and tell me that they listened to the radio show and that they've been listening to the station now, that that we're on there and they've been aware about it. So that's really awesome. And I've had, people from Austria and all over the U.S. and all over the world just coming up and going, we listen to you on Wednesday, we listen to you on Monday, and I'm going, really?
Oh. Nice, man. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's really awesome, and I'm even meeting it's like I had a guy come up and he goes, "This is my son. We listen to your show every week," and I was like, "Man, this is just too much." I never imagined it was so popular.
Have you ran into any of your buddies from the other Kiss podcast or metal podcasts that you could listen to? I know you talk to them.
No, I do talk to them. I know that Chris from Pot of Thunder is going to be on the boat, and I've already set up to do a podcast with him.
Nice.
Other than that, I don't think there's anybody else. I do think maybe one more from the Three Sides of the Coin, but I've never met him, and I'll see if I can introduce myself, but I can't promise it. That's going to go.
I'll tell you what, if you talk to Chris from Pot of Thunder, you got to give him our information because that guy is a trip. I'd like to have him on our show, too.
Oh, absolutely. I will make sure of it. All right, listen, I'm going to go back to the party. I want you guys to have some fun with playing some Kiss music.
Yeah. You know what we're going to do come up next with the song we're going to play right now is Shandy, but Eric Carr singing it.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna do the interview right after that with Big John. And
Sweet. Well, thank you guys again for letting us do this. I totally appreciate it. I love you guys, and I really hope that I hope you have fun with the show tonight.
Well, we're going to definitely do that, and you have a good time too. Be safe. Anytime you want to do updates, let us know what's going on so that we can get all this available to our listeners out there.
Absolutely.
All right.
Have a good time.
Thank you very much. We'll see you later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Later, buddy.
Well, that was cool. Yeah.
That's cool.
Do you just hear the background, the madness, all this Kiss madness? Oh, my God. Freeride would be crying and wanting to go home.
Yeah, there's a video.
No, I wouldn't. No,
There's
I
a
wouldn't.
video posted.
Lito's the Kiss fan, I think, out of the group.
No.
Yeah, Chaz is more than I am.
Really?
I'm the reason these guys got on our channel because I love their podcast.
Even though
awesome.
he would have never knew who Kiss was if it wasn't for his big brother.
Well, that's because you're my big brother and you're 27 years older than me, so I don't know what to tell you.
But anyways, what I said, the song we want to play, it's not the best quality song. It's good, but it's from Eric Carr's audition to replace Peter Criss. And it's him singing Shandy.
And considering it's the Kiss podcast and it's them doing the Creatures of the Night thing, I know it's an unmasked song, but I like it. Let's give props. Rest in peace, Eric Carr.
Yeah. Let's give props. I'm gonna go ahead and dump that in right now. And I finally found it.
Well, remember, you're more than listening. This isn't necessarily the Conjugal Visits. It is the podcast Rock City Conjugal Visits Kiss Cruise.
That's true. So we're gonna rock it out here. Here's Shandy. Okay, Eric Carr on KGFRocks.com. This is the Conjugal Visit. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Forever we say goodnight and go home. Ooh, 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 oh.
What's up, guys? Joe here from Podcast Rock City, and amazingly, I am sitting here with one of the most famous faces of a bodyguard that anybody has ever seen, and you guys have all seen him in the pictures where Paul's getting out of a limo and he's covering his face. You did it a lot. As a matter of fact, I even remember video where you were like walking up and like putting your hand on camera's face. It's awesome. And I'm talking about Big John Hart. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm spectacular. Listen, thank you very much for taking a few minutes. We got a big time party going on here right now. I've been watching you. Everybody's so excited to see you.
Yeah, it was a great reaction to me coming here.
Isn't it so cool to see the light up in their eyes?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I never took what I did for granted, but I never put myself in the fans' place. Because to me, it was a job. I got hired to do something, and I tried to do it real well. So I went to a Kiss Expo as a featured guest, and did a speech, and was talking to the fans, and they were asking me questions for the Q&A, and they were asking me things about certain shows. And some of them I couldn't remember because it's just another day in the life on the road.
Right.
It was special for them because they were there and it was the band they wanted to see and so forth. For me, I was in Birmingham, Alabama, and I knew I was there, and that's all I remember.
Right.
So sometimes I'm sorry that I can't remember as they do, the time. I mean, there's also a few times where I've had people say, "You threw me out." Well, I'm sure I did. I had guys in bands tell me that. There was a drummer for the Washington Collins band, and he come up and told me, "You threw me out of the Kiss show." And a guy who used to be a bodyguard for Poison, I threw him out in Birmingham, New York.
That is amazing.
Sorry. You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So, this was, back in the 70s. Now, here we are in 2016. When you look back on that,
it was a special time to be involved in music, first of all.
Right.
Today, unfortunately, the kids of today don't know anything about what happened then, as far as the excitement.
Right.
Because it didn't matter who you really liked as a band, but you wanted music. You would definitely go and you pay attention to who's coming to town, who's playing where. You knew the small clubs or the smaller venues, who's going to be featured. In New York, a lot of that used to happen with people that wound up being really huge who play a smaller venue like the Bottom Line in Manhattan. And that, 1,000 tops, and that was cramming them in there.
Right.
But everybody you can think of, from Billy Joel to Kiss, everybody played there sometime,
Absolutely.
But that was the emphasis then. Now, the music is different in a lot of ways for the younger people, and they don't have the same interaction
All right. Wow, that was a good interview.
Yeah. Well,
kind of cut
job.
short. but that's okay. It went 3 minutes. It was a good interview. That's Big John, former bodyguard to Kiss back in the day when they had to go through crowds of screaming girls and shit. Pretty cool.
Where people couldn't see their faces because there was no internet that you could look up Paul Stanley's face or anything like that.
Right.
So, I mean, his job was important. It wasn't necessarily just to keep the band from getting, mugged. It was to keep their face hidden and keep the mystique because nobody knew what Kiss looked like for 10 years. Could you imagine that? 10 years, nobody knew what they looked like. That's crazy.
They were fugly.
Oh, would you get over it?
Come on, were they not fugly? I mean, why would you cover your face with makeup if you?
No,
weren't
Paul
fugly?
Stanley, Peter Criss were good-looking dudes. Peter Criss, look, he took his makeup off and his nice little beard and shit.
Gene looks like a
Did
fucking
you ask
mackerel.
why would you cover your face? Did you happen to see the what happened when they covered their face? They were the biggest band in the world for a few years.
Yeah, when they were no makeup, they couldn't get a record fucking deal. As soon as they put the makeup on, the money started pouring in.
Exactly.
And it's speaking about money. Let's talk for a minute. Okay, we'll go one by one. How much do you think? I just got the numbers here. How much do you think Peter Criss's net worth is?
$106 million.
No way. Peter Criss is probably at $1 million.
He's at 2.
Okay.
How about Ace Frehley?
Well, Free Ride's got to go first because
$30 million.
No.
Ace Frehley, I'm going to say $1 million if.
16.
Wow.
Because of back catalog sales of the songs that he wrote. Let's see. How about Tommy Thayer, current guitar player? What do you think? Free Ride?
A couple million.
Well,
I'm going to say more than Ace. 50?
10 million.
10 million? Oh, less than Ace. Wow.
Yeah. How about we'll go here. Eric.
Where are you citing these sources, by the way?
Eric Singer. CelebrityNetworth.com.
Okay. All right.
You go ahead this time.
Singer.
You go ahead this time, Jazz.
Eric Singer, 20 mil.
35 mil.
15.
15.
Okay.
All right, now the big two. Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley. Go ahead, Free.
140 million.
Yeah, I'll say 150.
125. Close.
Okay.
Close.
And now Gene Simmons.
360 million. 360.
She's got to be worth like 300.
300 is what they say. Estimation of 300, what it says plus. So, and that's where it's kind of funny because Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons are pretty much the 100%, the main writers of Kiss. I say of all the material, they've written 90% of it, and so for Paul Stanley to have half of what Gene Simmons has, it's not because of the music. They probably earned the same amount in Kiss.
Right.
But I think Gene Simmons did more business things outside of Kiss.
Right. He's definitely more of a business. He made a shitload of money off of Family Jewels, don't forget.
Right.
I mean, he didn't do that for free. And he did a lot of stuff in the 80s. He was producing. He was in movies. He was doing this. He was doing that. And he was always – and if you ever watch Family Jewels, he's a cheap motherfucker.
Is that why you said Family Jews?
I did not say Family Jews, but they were Jewish
You
families.
got to think about Jews, man. You got a problem with Jews, man?
No, not at all. They're my favorites.
No.
I love Kiss.
He's an ultimate Jew, though. He is truly a Jew. I mean,
he's a cheap motherfucker. Like he would haggle, and so
we shouldn't talk bad. And that's not really a bad thing because look what it got him by being cheap.
But
he became rich.
And he isn't because when he went to a thrift store. One time he saw a Kiss shirt for $5, and he told the guy that he wanted to buy it, but he's not paying less than $20 for it because no Kiss shirt should be $5.
Right, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he paid $20 for a shirt that was $5 just because it was a Kiss shirt. And it was a vintage Kiss shirt, and he said that it shouldn't be less than $20.
Shouldn't be less than $20. Well, to each his own. He's got $20 to spend. See,
right? But it probably hurt him to spend that $20. But like with their money, they're. You're right. He is. I don't want to say stingy or whatever. He's frugal, but when you see his house, he's not very frugal on his living. He's got a whole floor, I think, or a room at least. I think he's got one of every Kiss memorabilia ever made.
I think it's a wing he has. He has a wing.
Yeah, whatever, yeah.
He has
But
an
it's
entire wing dedicated.
huge. I mean, he's got everything from 75 to now. If it was a Color Forms playset, Play-Doh, Kiss, Big Mac meal, whatever, he's got, so he's definitely, when he passes on or whatever, or he's got a museum worthy, of memorabilia, or they'll probably lend some of it to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now that they're in there when they put their exhibit in there.
Right.
No, they're not going to care. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's not going to care.
Yeah, probably not.
They're
not. Speaking of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
they never will.
What do you guys?
Know what the Kiss Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Sorry, the Kiss Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Joe is at right now, man. They got on that boat. They've got their old costumes to look at. A lot of their old for me as an enormous Kiss fan, I'm just I just wish I could do it. I wish I could do it, but at least we got a reporter down there.
Yeah, at least Hey, listen, we had one time we're going to go down. Me and Guido, we were going to go down to bike weekend up to North Dakota. There, weren't we, Guido?
Yeah, we were.
He was going to send us on assignment.
Yeah.
With the Mayhem gold card.
Yeah. No, this is what it was. He's like, you and Freeride should go up to Sturgis and try to get on that show. What show was that with the guy that owned the bar and all that?
Jesse James?
Yeah, Crazy Horse Saloon or whatever.
Crazy Horse Saloon, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. And I'm like, okay, who's paying for it? Well, just go on up there.
No. Let me get this right. You're going to pay for this, right? Yeah.
And he's like, well, I said, how are we going to get on the show? Just go in there and they'll just, you're on the radio. Oh, okay. Or my favorite one is when he tried to get Pawn Stars to come on the show and they wouldn't even return his email.
Yeah.
The people, like this is how you do it. You go on the cruise ship and you send a reporter like Joe, who just is such a big Kiss fan. He knows who everybody is, and he's just gonna, antagonize them until he gets them to talk.
Gets what he wants.
Well, Joe. Let's not say Joe's just a fan. I mean, obviously Joe's a crazy fan. This is his fourth Kiss cruise, but on Joe's podcast, not just the live ones we play, on Joe's podcast, he's had big guys on his podcast talking Kiss, old crew members. He's had probably current crew members, ex-wives. He's done a lot. So
I think he's even had Bruce Kulick on at one point.
They had Bruce Kulick on the week after me. I was the goddamn guest. Then the next week they have Bruce Kulick. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I should have interviewed Bruce Kulick. I was dumb. They took a step down, obviously, for that.
Bruce Kulick, what would you say to him?
Oh my God, I could talk right with those guys because Joe and Jody and myself were all guitar players. It was their interview with Bruce Kulick. If people want to go and find the podcast, Rack City Podcast, it's probably about 2 months ago. It was awesome. They did an awesome job. It was very informative. They were just talking Kiss a little bit, talking guitar. It was a really good interview.
Do you think Freeride knows what current band that Bruce Kulick's in?
I think he knows the band. I don't think he knows that Bruce Kulick is in it, but I think we're going to hear his little fingers clicking on Google soon to tell us.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. But
I'm going to admit what iconic 60s/70s, more 70s band is Bruce Kulick now the lead guitar player for?
I don't know. Foghat.
We got to give him a little let's get it in there. What iconic American band is?
There you go.
Is he?
Grand Funk Railroad.
Yep.
There you go. Hey, you got my cue.
He is the current lead guitar player for Grand Funk Railroad.
Funk.
And here's the thing too is Bruce Kulick started off in Meatloaf's first band,
right,
for the Bat Out of Hell tour. Then he went with his
brother
Bob Kulick, who also played solo on Paul Stanley's album.
Who also was on podcast Rack City.
True. And then he hooked up with Michael Bolton, soul singer Michael Bolton, and created the band Blackjack. And then just went into solo work with Bolton. And then Bolton's other connection to Kiss is he co-wrote Kiss's number 8 1989 hit, It's Forever.
I want to know
one of my favorite songs, the song that got me into Kiss, because that's right about the time that I was starting to listen to music. And then don't forget that Bruce Kulick, the only reason, because Kiss cared about their image so much, the only reason that Bruce Bruce was in the band was because his older brother Bob didn't have long black hair, and they didn't want him in the band.
Which Bob is a better guitar player, actually.
Or
they're close.
That one, but
maybe back then.
The only reason he wasn't in the band was because he didn't have long hair.
Right, free rides board.
Yeah,
well,
that's okay. No, hey, listen, I'm all right.
Hey, this is a Kiss-centered podcast. That's fine. Free Ride can sit there, and he can join in when he wants. It's all good.
Yeah,
but
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm just curious if Gene's old lady is on the cruise.
I'm sure
probably. They have the whole upper deck. Like, that's crazy.
It's a penthouse of the ship. It's the pinnacle of the ship. It's the penthouse on top. It's got swimming
I would
pools.
like to meet on the ship is not his wife, but his fucking daughter.
Oh, take it easy there. Take it easy there.
She's cute. She's cute.
Sophie is just a bomb.
Sophie is a shit,
She's got her mom's, looks, but her dad's like complexion and dark hair. I said, that's like awesome.
Yeah, she's cute. She's a cutie.
And actually, so is their son Nick is a good strappy young lad too. They created future television stars, I think, or something. They're going to be something one day, I think.
Yeah,
well, yeah, definitely. Well, because she's already stuff. She's trying. She's putting her foot in the door. She did some singing songs. She's been modeling. She's trying. He did something. He was like. He played Jesus in some kind of like Christmas TV movie.
Yeah. He did a TV thing. Yeah. And he also is, not to change the subject, but he may be going into a studio and doing an album.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting.
Yeah, he's got a band. And you know who else is a good guitar player? He doesn't look like it. Paul Stanley's son does not look cool. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. But he kills it on guitar.
Right. He's a great he's better than his dad, I think.
Oh, on guitar for sure.
Yeah.
But now you got to write a song like that, youngin.
No, right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
but
good luck.
Some people, like Bruce Kulick, for example, he probably never wrote a song in his life, but he can go to any band in the world and play with them.
Well, first of all, let's not make accusations. He's written songs before.
Well, I'm sure he has, but I mean, when he was in other bands, but I mean, his famous stuff when he was in Meatloaf, when he was in Kiss, he basically
wrote Carnival of Souls from Kiss.
Yeah, but I'm not saying he's not a songwriter, dude. Listen, okay? Stop sucking his thing and listen. I'm saying he could just go into a band and not have to write a song because he's that good of a guitar player. He's also good enough that he did exactly what Kiss wanted, where Vinnie Vincent was coming in and all this crazy shit, and Bruce Kulick just played the way Kiss wanted him to, and that's why he stayed in the band for all them years.
Yeah, because he was adaptable and he could do it. And Vinnie Vincent thought he was going to be the next Eddie Van Halen, and he certainly was not the next Eddie Van Halen. He was more like the next Gary Cherone, if anything.
Right. Well, I think this net worth thing is wrong because it says that Vinnie Vincent's worth $4 million.
No way.
Yeah, I remember a couple years ago he was selling his Kiss memorabilia, his outfits and shit just to pay the bills.
He was selling, but it was ridiculous. Like, he was selling, this is the belt that I wore in the Lick It Up video, and he was selling the belt that he wore in the Lick It Up video for $22,000.
Yeah.
$22,000?
A belt.
Absurd.
A leather
fucking
belt
absurd.
from the 80s.
Fucking absurd. So, like, it was pointless.
Absurd.
That guy's a loser from what I hear. Everything about him, if you look it up, the dude can't be found. He's hidden, and he's been arrested like 10 times. He had like a bunch of dead animals on his property. Like, that guy is like losing his mind.
Well, you know what? Speaking of Vinnie Vincent, I think we have a Vinnie Vincent track, don't you? Have one to play?
We do have one. Do you want me to play it?
Yeah, what do we got?
We've got the Vinnie Vincent is Gypsy in Her Eyes.
All right.
Yeah, why don't we do that one?
That's a great segue into the loser.
Yeah. Vinnie Vincent. Why, if he's such a loser, though, why are we playing him?
He's not a loser. Here's the thing. He's got an ego. He's an egomaniac. He's actually a really good songwriter and a good guitar player. But he thinks he's the best. And instead of just playing and getting along with others, he can't. So therefore, he plays nowhere because nobody fucking wants to play with him.
Well, sometimes you need to be introspective and you need to learn that maybe, what you got going on, your cockiness, whatever it is, there's a lot there for it, and it doesn't need to be there. You need to realize that I'm good, I can play with a band, and you don't need to rub it in people's faces, and your life will be better for it.
Right.
Right.
And I'm sure he wishes he took that advice 25 years ago.
All right. Hey, when we come back, we're gonna talk about some other things besides Kiss, and we're gonna bring up some subjects that you might be interested in. If you're interested in including yourself in the chat, you can come in and chat if you want to, or just let us know where you're at on Skype, and we'll bring you into the conversation. We're not scared, are we, guys?
No, you can come and talk about anything you want.
Yeah, anything you want, man. You just come over, let us know where we can find you on Skype, and I'll bring you in. Or send me your phone number.
Or all you got to do, you don't even have to do that free. You just go to kgfrocks.com, scroll down, hit the Conjugal Visits page, and then you can call from there. There's a call button.
Just call in. I'll bring you in. All right? Don't be scared, pussies. This is it right here, Gypsy in Her Eyes. Hey, that was a pretty good fucking song, man.
He can't hear us. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me now?
Dave can't hear us.
Dave? Dave?
Is Dave there?
Dave's not here.
He hung up.
He hung up.
Call him back, Free Ride.
I'm gonna.
Call that varmint up.
Well, anyway, welcome back, everybody, to Podcast Rock City meets Conjugal Visits. We're just calling in another Kiss fan here, Tatman Dave.
The man's of tats. The tatty man. Looks like Charles Manson. Or a derelict.
Hello.
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear us now?
I can hear you now.
All right.
Excellent. Well, let me do the introductions. Welcome to you're on air with us now, Tatman Dave. You're on air with Chaz Guido, and you know us, but you're on the air with Free Ride, too. Say hello, Free Ride.
Hello. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty fair to middling. I'm just hanging out with these boys who know more about Kiss than I could ever hope to. So,
that's
playing rock and roll, and you know, it's a big night for us. We got a guy going out on a cruise with the Kiss gang and having some fun, and it's a big night that people are recognizing the name of the
Dave
station.
goes on cruises.
So, what are
too,
you up to, man?
You know.
I'm just talking to you guys tonight.
So let me ask you, Dave. When
did we lose him again?
No, he's there. When was the first time you got into Kiss? What year you think?
It's got to be 1977, 1978, a Live 2 era.
Oh, okay. And
it's been a long time.
Yeah, they're your favorites, aren't they?
Can you hear me?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes, I can hear you, Free
Yes,
Ride.
we can hear you, Free Ride.
Hello?
What the hell is this guy doing?
I don't know. Nobody knows.
Oh, my goodness.
He probably has the station muted again.
No, we're broadcasting. So,
that's
anyways,
what the effects of marijuana do to you.
Go ahead.
So go ahead.
All right.
1977, 1978. You know.
Yeah, I've been a Kiss fan quite a long time.
And do you remember the first time you saw them live?
Believe it or not, I didn't see them live until 1987 on the Crazy Nights tour.
Oh, that was the Ted Nugent opener, wasn't it?
Ted Nugent, yeah.
Yeah, wow. And that's so ironic because people in the early days, Ted Nugent, it was open, or Kiss opened for Ted Nugent in the beginning. You know, and
see, I grew up a poor folk. My parents didn't take me to concerts.
No, you weren't like Anthony. He was like one of them white privileged kids that got to go to.
Because
I had no white privilege.
Yeah.
Well, I had a brother that was about 55 years older than me, so he took me to see Kiss in 1996. So it was great.
That was for the.
I got scars older than you.
I know. I got children older than that.
Oh, yes,
I got underwear older than him.
And do you still wear them though?
Sometimes.
Okay. So for our listeners out there, tell everybody what you do, Dave. What is your claim to fame?
Claim to fame, wow. Well, I'm a tattoo artist.
Yeah, very well. He's done a few of mine. And
tattoo artist, musician.
Yeah.
Kiss fan.
Everything.
Kiss fan.
Yes.
Huge Kiss fan.
How much do you say you have in your Kiss collection? How many pieces you think?
Oh my God! I really have to go through it and collect it, but I don't know, thousands.
Wow.
Yeah,
Anthony,
you don't have
Chaz has been in the Kiss room.
I was in there once.
You've got a room dedicated to Kiss?
Yeah.
I have a room dedicated to Kiss.
This is insane.
Oh no, it's to talk about it is one thing. To see it is a completely another thing.
And me and Chaz went to a Kiss concert not that long ago and added a piece to his collection that he.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, he gave us the money for me to buy it.
Autographed. No, they're too cheap to buy it for me.
Right.
It's true.
The autographed Eric Singer drumhead, wasn't it?
Yeah, I still have stuff in my Kiss room that I bought when I was like 7, 8 years old.
Wow.
Well, one of my favorite things with Tatman Dave over here and his Kiss stuff is tell him about what you got on your leg there.
I have Eric Singer and Bruce Kulick's autographs.
That's awesome.
When I met both of them, they signed my leg. I went back to my studio and tattooed their autographs right on me.
You tattooed their autographs on your leg.
Well, they wouldn't sign his breast, so he had it set for the leg,
Yeah, the breasts weren't good enough.
You had breasts?
Not only that, I also named my daughter after a Kiss song.
Yeah. And what song was that? Ophelia?
No. I don't think that was the Kiss, was it?
No, that would be Wicked Lester.
Yeah,
no, I named her God of Thunder. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I named her Shandy. Off the Unmasked album.
Aw, you named her Shandy.
We played Shandy, but the Eric Carr version earlier in the show.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Very cool.
It was Eric Carr's demo that he sent to Getting Kissed, because when they did the big drummer lookup, you had to have vocal abilities. That was one of the things. You couldn't just be a drummer. You had to have vocal abilities to be able to sing some of the Peter Criss songs.
Eric Carr had great vocal abilities.
I know. So that's what I'm saying, is that's what got him into the band, was his great. There's never been another drummer, in my opinion, that played as loud and as hard as he did. He hit those fucking things, man. And
he did. He definitely hit them.
He hit them hard. But his vocal abilities was great. I know Chaz loves his vocal abilities. I do too. I think what Kiss did is when they picked Eric Carr and Eric Singer, both great drummers, but both did the Peter Criss songs, if not better, they at least did them justifiable. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
It was same kind of singer, the lower mid. They didn't get somebody with a high voice to try to sing a Peter Criss song.
Yeah, but the thing with Eric Carr is when he started taking over Gene's song, because that guy had like a screaming rocker voice. Like he was doing Young and Wasted, and he was doing Fits Like a Glove. Like he was just like out there belting. I'm not going to say he's one of the greatest singers in the world, no, by any means, but just the passion and the screaming he had behind it. I don't know. He was like just a rocker, and it was so cool.
And he was like all of four.
Paul Stanley would be the greatest singer in the world.
Paul Stanley, circa 1988 to 2000.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing about Kiss,
not senior citizen Paul Stanley.
Not senior citizen. No. Not Cher lookalike Paul Stanley.
Aunt Dorothy lookalike.
Aunt Dorothy. Yeah. He's got. I don't understand. Okay, Paul Stanley. If I have to say, when the makeup came off, Paul Stanley was probably the better looking guy in those years in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Well, I was a big fan of the Golden Girls, and Gene did look really nice. He looked really nice to see Arthur.
The Asylum era.
So the Asylum era. I kind of did like Gene as the Arthur.
Mm-hmm. And he totally did. And Gene Simmons in spandex and bright colors was the biggest mistake ever made. I mean, it was the 80s really sucked for Gene Simmons. I'm sure he was glad when the 90s came and they started wearing leather again. I'm sure he was happy about that,
because he could grow that goatee too, and that made it more plausible. But a shout out to Joe and Jody from Podcast Rock City. They refer to that middle 80s era of Gene Simmons as Maude. So, and I think that fits out perfectly.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Well, and I think B. Arthur played him in the biography channel movie. She played his stand-in, I think, and then Cher came in, but anyways, as Chaz knows and as Dave knows, we talk about Kiss a lot, and my favorite lineup of Kiss, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, is the original lineup, not because they're better, not because whatever, but just because I think the four of them were the last time that they were a band, okay, where four people had an equal say in the way the songs would be. And that's why I like them the best. After Peter and Ace left, it was the Gene and Paul show.
It was the Gene and Paul show for sure.
And there was absolutely nothing wrong with that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I like them. And that's what I'm going to. The next question is, what is each of your favorite lineup of Kiss?
Ooh. Well, of course, the original, because that's when I got into Kiss. And that's my childhood, is the original Kiss. But musically, it's got to be the 90s era.
Okay.
90s era, even today's era, but 90s era Kiss musically was top notch.
See,
and that was with everybody.
I totally agree.
Paul learned. Paul played guitar much better in the late, in the 90s. Gene was actually writing good songs, but there's nothing like original Kiss.
Right.
Well, everything. See, maybe that's why I have different views on everything. I was born in 1986, so like to me, that was my Kiss. That Eric Singer, Bruce Kulick, that's when I got into them. Seeing I Just Want a video. Like, I knew who Kiss was, but seeing that video and then seeing them do the MTV Unplugged and everything, that was my Kiss. It was cool when they reunited, and it was cool that my brother took me to see them, and it was fine. I loved it and enjoyed it, but like, it's like a travesty to me, not knowing it's so different now, being born in 86. I have never got the chance to see Kiss without their makeup, with Bruce Kulick, anything like that. Where for a good 10 or 13 years, that's all you had.
Well, you got to meet them in person without their makeup.
I did, but I never got to see them perform.
Right. But see, when I say the original Kiss is I never think that for 1 minute that they are Ace Frehley is better than anybody else, or Peter Criss better than anybody else. But you listen to those albums, and there's 4 different musicians on there that are trying to work together, whatever. But where the later albums were, no, I don't want you to play it that way. It didn't happen then. In the early days of Kiss, Ace Frehley played the way he wanted to play. Maybe they gave him suggestions, whatever, but they didn't tell him how to play where they tell Tommy Thayer how to play now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Original Kiss, for me, a lot of it is the mystique. Like, nowadays, everybody knows what they look like without makeup.
Right.
Back then, I had the double platinum album, and I'm taking paper and trying to trace over it and erasing the makeup to see what they would look like, without the makeup.
Right.
But you'll never get that back. No. Nobody can ever get that back if you didn't go through it.
Right. But I think if they would have kept the makeup on, they would have probably disappeared because people were disappointed with the last couple makeup albums that they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, taking the makeup off, it had to be done.
Mm-hmm. And you can't keep doing. I mean, like the thing that I miss about the makeup is now when each new member would come in, like when Vita Vincent came in and Eric Carr came in, they got new personas. I was wishing they kept the makeup on and kept going with that. Got Bruce Kulick his own, Mark St. John his own. I thought that would have been cool.
Except we'd only see Mark St. John's makeup for about three shows, and then
yeah, right. Well, yeah, he would be like we'd have to be the White Tiger because that's where he came from. Remember? Yeah. And then,
well, you know what, Dave? You said something like we'll never have a mystique again in rock and roll. That is not true. There is one era, there's one mystique in rock and roll music that is still alive and well, will never die, and that is the fact that Bret Michaels is not bald under that do-rag, right?
Well, that can be true. It is a mystique.
He's bald as fuck, man. He looks like Hulk Hogan under that thing. He could double for Hogan. You know what I mean? He is definitely bald. And I don't even think he has any hair. I think he fucking wears the wig or the bandana that's got the hair already in it.
You think he's got these wild hairs that go out on their own and shit?
You don't even know who we're talking about. You just
Bret Michaels.
Oh, you did listen. Wow.
I was listening. Shut the front door. God.
But what do you think about Paul or Gene Simmons? Do you think he's bald?
No, I don't think he's bald. No. I just think he wears his hair horribly.
I think I think he's got add-ons. Yeah. I think
I think on stage they definitely have some add-ons.
Oh yeah, he can't put that ponytail without something.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't think he's bald. I think he's lost a little bit, but no, he's not bald.
Where he lost it on top, he gained it in chins.
Right.
Well, I love the guys, but it's kind of like Grace Slick one time said, and this kind of makes sense to me. Somebody said, "Why aren't you going back to Jefferson Airplane?" They asked you back, whatever. He said, "Because when I was 22, I didn't want to see some old fuckers up there playing. So why would I want to be up there?"
Right.
And kind of made sense. Do you guys ever think, I love Kiss, you both know that, all three of you know that. Do you ever think it's time for them just to say, we're done?
Yeah.
Wow.
If ever there was a time to say they were done, it'd be now. Just saying.
Wow.
But see,
I don't know. That's a tough one.
You got guys like
reality says they should.
Yeah.
Being a Kiss fan since I was 7 years old says no.
But don't you think the integrity of the shows are showing? I mean, I'm not knocking them because, Christ's sakes, the Stones are older and they still do it. And I'm sure I haven't seen them in a long, long time. So I'm sure they're not like they were in the 60s, 70s either. Maybe when is it time to give it up? The Who, the Stones. When is it time for any band?
Yeah, you got to remember, Kiss is 10 years behind those guys.
Sure,
Kiss, these past shows that I've seen from Kiss this past year, I mean, take away Paul Stanley's voice, that sucks. And he's an idol of mine, and his voice is shot right now. One of the best goddamn Kiss shows I've seen. And I've seen almost 20 now. Like, they're awesome. They sound great. They put on a great show. Gene sounds great. I mean, just Paul Stanley's voice is shot. It sucks.
I had a good time at that show, too, but I couldn't breathe because it smelled in our row. So it was like, like burning my brain a little bit, and I couldn't concentrate. But
if they're still having fun and people are still coming to the shows, why give it up?
But that's not what it's about for them. It's about, are they still making money? If they're still making money, they're still going to do it. Let's.
Listen, they got bills to pay.
Sure, no, I'm not saying they shouldn't, Dave. I'm not.
No.
But what I'm saying
no,
is,
I'm kidding. They could retire any minute and be fine for the rest of their lives.
They could be. So, but I think that's when they'll give it up. Is when they go somewhere and they're not making money. I think that's when they'll decide or try to give it up or whatever. But as long as they're selling out shows like they still do, selling out a fucking ship right now and going on the ocean tomorrow, why stop?
Yeah, is Kiss 2.0 is it gonna happen? It might.
Even if it does happen, I don't think that there's already a Kiss 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0. There's so many fucking tribute bands out there that I think Kiss will probably never die because bands like the Stones will never die. Bands that have been around for decades. I mean, fuck, even Foghat's out. It's not the same members. Okay, half of them are dead, but it's still Foghat, and I think it will continue. I don't think Gene wants to go on the road much longer. That's my thing.
No,
how long does he want to?
Money. It's money.
Yeah.
Why not? They got so much money. It's not like a band starting out sleeping on the fucking bus and all cramped up. No, they fly from one city to the next, stay in a luxury hotel, get pampered massages, a Japanese rub and tug, whatever. They, why wouldn't you?
If you rub it, it gets hard.
I mean, what I'm saying is they're not touring like starving artists. It's like vacation for them.
Right.
Oh, shit, I got to go play my bass for 2 hours or hour and a half. Wow.
And I think if they do Kiss 2.0, the tribute bands are going to be over with because Gene and Paul will put a kibosh on all that.
Yeah. Oh, they've already sent letters to some bands that misrepresent their image.
Oh yeah,
it'll probably be it'll be a Vegas act.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like a Kiss experience.
Yeah, like the Beatles. The Beatles experience.
The Kiss. What is that thing?
Circus Soleil.
Kiss Circus Soleil. Yeah,
yeah.
That would be actually kind of cool.
The
Kiss
awesome.
Psycho Circus Soleil.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be.
Call it the circus.
You better get that trademark before Gene does.
Yeah, I know.
Already did it.
Yeah. Oh, he's probably got everything straight. I remember an interview with him one time, and it was a while back, where he was pissed off because some porn site or whatever bought Kiss.com, and he wanted it and couldn't get it, so he had to do KissOnline.com. But that's how much of that name and the brand that he worries about, that he thinks that Kiss.com should be his.
Well, when they did the conventions. When they did the official Kiss conventions, they copyrighted or trademarked Kiss Convention, Kiss Con. I mean, every variation that you could think of to put on a KISS convention, so nobody could ever do it. And now they're KISS Expos because apparently he missed that boat.
Well, they'll always find a way, But have you ever been to any of the conventions?
Have I ever what?
You've been to any of the KISS conventions or expos?
I went to one local convention in Buffalo years ago, and Vinnie Vincent was the main attraction there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I stood in line and got my Vinnie Vincent 8x10. I paid $10 for it or whatever it was. Went up to get it autographed, and he said, "I'm done." And
oh God!
Me being the big baby I am, I went to the management of the hall that they had and said, "Give me my money back." I paid money to get an autograph. I didn't get one, and they actually went upstairs into the dressing room or ladies' room, wherever Vinny was in, probably the ladies' room. And he came back down and signed my 8x10 for me. And
did you see him sign it, or did the manager just go up there and fuck Vinnie Vincent out?
No, he actually came down. I met him, and he kissed my hand and all that other good stuff.
He's like 2 foot.
Did he have a wig on?
Oh yeah, that was definitely a wig.
Yeah, he definitely had a wig. That's funny because there's actually that I saw the other a month or so ago. There's a video from that KISS convention you're talking about with him playing guitar with a cover band from that convention or something. Did you see that?
Yeah, I got there a little late. So I missed that part of it.
Oh well, because he was just standing there with a dumb look on his face, and like normal, and he was just playing, and then the guitar solo came, and he was like. Blah, 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 and then he was done, and that was it.
Yeah. Hey, Free Ride.
But you know what? Say what you want about Vinny. Out of pretty much besides Gene and Paul and Bruce and Eric, out of original members or makeup members that I have met, like I said, besides Gene and Paul, he was actually the friendliest. Peter Criss was the biggest prick I ever met. Ace Frehley, very standoffish. Peter was the worst.
All you had to do is Ace Frehley. I'll give him some drugs or alcohol. You'd have been in his hotel, man.
You'd have been in Flint.
You'd have been straddled across his bed sheets, Dave.
Meeting Peter was the worst. I stood outside the club he was playing in from 11 o'clock in the morning until he showed up at the club for sound check. There was about 3 people there. He wouldn't sign nothing. After sound check, he had another excuse. This went on until probably about maybe 11 o'clock, midnight, when the concert was all over. Got in a Ford Escort, mind you. Got a ride to the hotel. We chased him to the hotel. I stood in front of the bus and said, "You're not leaving until I get my damn album signed." Then I finally got it.
Yeah.
All that for Peter Criss's autograph.
Nowadays, nobody wants to be Peter Criss. Not even Peter Criss, man.
So you creepy fucking stalker. I remember.
Did you threaten to
Peter
kick
Criss
his
is dead?
Did you threaten to kick his ass?
No.
What's that?
Did you threaten to kick his ass? I would have.
No.
You cocksucker. Sign this fucking album or I'm going to whip your ass.
Peter Criss is actually a tough dude. He's like a New York fighter. Dave would have got his ass.
You know what, though? They probably thought that because we chased him in a car all the way back to the hotel. And when they got to the hotel, he jumped out of that car and ran inside the hotel pretty damn fast.
Did he?
So I probably did look like a crazy fan.
You are a crazy fucking fan.
Well, you are a crazy fan.
Okay, I am a crazy fan.
Hey, Free Ride, Dave actually tattooed a famous guitar player.
Who?
Chad Stanley. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No, he said famous.
Famous, not infamous.
Tommy Steele from Tesla.
Oh, really?
Ex-Tesla.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He had tattooed Tommy, and Tommy left his guitar in Dave's your car or whatever when
Yeah. Almost left it there.
Really?
Yeah. I've tattooed him on 2 different occasions.
Right. Oh, that must have been exciting.
And Dave does good work, people. If you're listening from the Buffalo area, that's Millennium Tattoos in Orchard Park or West Seneca, New York, on Orchard Park Road, right next to the world famous Stack Burger. Where you can drop by and see Chaz and Guido tomorrow if you'd like.
You getting another tattoo there, Guido?
I have three from Dave now. I am getting another one. We're just trying to decide what I want, and every time I decide what I want, I see something else and change my fucking mind. So
nice.
So what we got to do is we got to get the old man to visit from St. Louis and come get a burger and get a tattoo from Tattoo Dave
and get a
and
tat.
listen to some Kiss.
Yeah, that's all I
Listen
need.
to some Kiss.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
I got a spare bedroom here. It's in the basement, but you can.
It's in the basement. Yeah. Is it warm? I mean,
I don't know. It's got. We'll have. It's not really there yet, but we'll put up some plastic or something, and then.
Okay.
I think it's funny that. You know what we should do? We talked about how Peter Criss is an asshole. Play that song, the Hooked on Rock and Roll one. Let's play that.
Okay, let's play that next. Okay.
And then we'll come back and finish this up.
Okay, I tell you what, let's do that, lady. Hooked on Rock and Roll, a little bit of Peter Criss, right?
Yeah.
And this is Kiss on the Conjugal Visit Show, and this is where the Kiss podcast meets the Conjugal Visit Show, right here on KGFRocks.com. And I'm Free Ride, and I'm here with all my good friends who come to visit the Conjugal Visit Show. How's it going? So we've been talking about Kiss all fucking night tonight, and I just became aware of that, and I'm just now waking up to the fact that we are definitely.
Well, you didn't say it right. This is the Podcast Rock City, KGFRocks.com, Kiss Cruise official kickoff party. Send-off party.
Okay. Well, we got like 8 minutes here or 12 minutes. So let's talk about what our favorite Kiss album is. And want me to go first since I spoke?
Sure.
My favorite album of Kiss of all time, and it's a strange one because my favorite member of Kiss is Ace Frehley, but this is an album that he doesn't sing on at all, and that is Rock and Roll Over. But I just love those songs on the album. I love, Put Your Hand in My Pocket, Grab Onto My Rocket. That's like amazing songwriting. It had Hard Luck Woman on it, Mr. Speed, and it was recorded in an old movie theater. And they did it live. Nobody there, but they didn't do it like a regular studio thing where, let's play this, do that again, let's do this, and mix it all together. They actually played it live. Peter Criss actually had to play in the bathroom to get the echo, the sound better. So the whole band was in the movie theater, and Peter Criss was in the bathroom playing the drums.
Because he was hungover.
Yeah, probably. But that is my favorite Kiss album of all time.
Well, why don't we go to our guest here, since it's the next one in line, or one of the next ones in line.
Well, I do have to agree with Guido on the Rock and Roll Over. You can listen to that album, but I have to go Alive 2. That was my first introduction to Kiss, so I'm going to go with Alive 2.
Well, tell us why. Tell us how good. Tell us why you like the live tracks. Tell us about the studio tracks.
I don't even know if it was so much. It was just, it's tough. Picture being a 8-year-old kid, 7-year-old kid, and getting that album cover, and you open the gatefold, and you see, all the fire and the makeup, and then you put it on. It's just explosions, and
that's in your pants.
That feeling of it's that feeling right there as a little kid of getting introduced to Kiss. If I put that on right now, it brings me right back to that age.
Yeah, even All American Man.
That's the fucking
even
best
All
song
American Man.
What is the best original song on that, Dave? What would you say?
Rocket fucking Ride.
Rocket Ride. All American Man, though, I do like that.
Oh, it's such a good song.
You could picture Paul just prancing around singing that.
Yeah.
Maybe in his blue song. Maybe in his blue song from Crazy Nights.
Hey, you saw that tour. You were probably reaching for that song.
Oh, yeah. I was hoping they were going to have that at the merch booth, but they didn't have it.
Free, you
what
going to
about
get
you,
on this
Free?
conversation?
Yeah, what's your favorite Kiss album?
My favorite Kiss album, and I got to say why first, okay? I think this album actually put them on the map besides the very first album, which was Kiss. and I think the this album here, Hotter Than Hell, with this song list on it. Parasite's a great fucking song. Ace Frehley.
Sure.
Also, Hotter Than Hell, and that's a Paul Stanley tune. And then my favorite song off the album actually is Coming Home. Stanley and Frehley were in on that one.
That's a great song, Coming Home. But
Yeah.
I didn't like that song until Unplugged. Actually,
Yeah.
Hotter Than Hell is probably one of the best underrated Kiss albums. Great songwriting, but the album was poorly produced. And
yeah.
There was
it's a raw Kiss. I think in '74, man, the fucking studio probably sucked.
No, because
But I think back then.
uh,
Back then, you didn't know that it was badly produced. You
Right.
just knew it as it's a Kiss album and it's
Sure,
new
yeah.
music.
Right.
Same with the disco era.
Right.
You never looked at disco and go, "Oh, this is disco." It was
Well,
just a Kiss album. It didn't matter.
It was certified gold. It went 500,000 copies.
it did. It's a great album in the Kiss arsenal. Probably, Parasite undoubtedly is some of Ace Frehley's best guitar work, and a great album. I agree with that. Very good choice. What about you, Chaz?
Well, I have to go a little new age, and I mentioned it earlier. I've mentioned it before on Podcast Rock City. My favorite Kiss era, my favorite Kiss album is Revenge. I know it's early 90s, it's no makeup, but it was the return of a lot of things. It was the return of Gene Simmons. It was because he was in the band for years, but that was just physically. He wasn't mentally in the band. He wasn't writing songs. Mm-hmm. Revenge was the start of I call it like a 10-year dominance of Paul Stanley being the best rock and roll singer in the world. Now, that album is so heavy, he might even be one of the best heavy metal singers on that album. The guitar is so ballsy sounding. Bruce Kulick solos are just they make you want to your ears bleed. But they're sophisticated too. You can't beat Eric Singer's drumming. There's a tribute to Eric Carr at the end, which I absolutely love. And you want to talk about production? Who was the album produced by, Guido?
Bruce Fairbairn.
No.
Right, wasn't. Wait a minute. Oh, Revenge. It was produced by the Elder guy.
Yes, come on.
And Destroyer guy.
Elder,
Bob Ezrin.
and Destroyer.
There you go. So, I mean, it was, in my opinion, it is front to back fantastic. It is, if there's any fans out there right now that like hard music and are like, I don't like Kiss, I don't like that shouted out loud stuff, put on Revenge, listen to Paul Stanley, listen to Gene Simmons, Unholy, take it off. It's a fantastic album. It's definitely one I would say to start out with because it's where I started and I've never looked back since.
All right. Now that you're done stroking Paul Stanley, let's.
I would never be done stroking him.
I think the most, for Kiss, the turn. Everybody, would say Destroyer was put him on the map, but I think it was a Live One that actually put him on the map and made them a household name because people heard the albums, and the first three albums were not greatly produced. Okay, we know that. I mean, Neil Bogart, the owner of Casablanca Records, produced their third album, Dressed to Kill.
He did a really good job.
He did a really good job. He did. But when they did Alive, I think it showed people what the fuss was all about. Oh, that's why people like them.
Yeah, but you can't. You
And
can't
if
have
Alive
one.
never,
Yeah,
if
that's what I
Alive
was
never
gonna say. You can't
came-
have one without the other.
Right.
You couldn't have Alive and they started getting this buzz, and then their next album be Music from the Elder.
Right. No, I agree.
Well, out of all of us, the only person that would have been able to, two of you, you would still have Rock and Roll Over, and you'd have Hotter Than Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And if Alive never happened, I may never have Alive 2, and Chaz would never have Revenge.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree. And both those albums are very important. That's why, for a lot of major big Kiss fans, Destroyer is probably now towards the bottom of their favorites because it's overplayed by the radio. And same with I Want to Rock Roll All Night. I think in Detroit Rock City is played tremendously on rock radio.
Too much.
Beth, come on.
Well, that's why KGFRocks.com is so different because we don't play those heavily. We play the songs like God gave rock and roll to you.
Going blind.
Going blind. I heard the other day some really kick-ass stuff. I just sitting here listening, and it popped on, and I was listening to what was the name of that fucking song? I can't remember. It's off of the album we were just talking about.
Destroyer.
Destroyer.
King of the Nighttime World?
Yeah, Unholy.
Unholy. Oh, that's Unholy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what a great tune, and just to listen to what we don't play. Right. I mean, I think it's great.
Like Unholy. I remember that album. When it came out, Revenge, I went and bought it like the first day it came out. And the cool thing about Revenge is it had a little bit of everything. It had those hard hit you in the balls rock and roll, but It also had the poppy rock with I Just Wanna, and it had the ballad with Every Time I Look at You and Take It Off. I mean, there were so many things on that album that was all over the atmosphere, and I can understand why that's Chaz's his favorite. Definitely a good first album to get into, and you do kind of lose because of your age. What me and Dave,
I still love Revenge.
Oh, I do too. Yeah,
love Revenge.
Revenge was actually boosted my interest back in Kiss because after Crazy Nights, I wasn't too hepped on Hot in the Shade. Okay, and I liked it was okay, but it just sounded like everything else that was going on then. But Revenge is when they switched it again and became Kiss again, I think.
I mean, every Kiss album has some meaning to a real, a big Kiss fan.
Sure.
Because they always remember where they were, what they were doing at that time in their life when they got that album.
Right. The only Kiss...
So Revenge, same thing.
Revenge was definitely, I remember buying it and taking Chaz to Cavage's here in Buffalo to meet them. It was for that. No, it was for the Alive 3 tour, wasn't it, that we went to see them?
Dave
I was at Cavage's that day.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were. You told me that. But it was cool. Paul Stanley, real quick, because we only got a minute left here. Paul Stanley did the greatest thing I've ever seen. I bought the Alive 3 album or CD and they signed it, but I gave Chaz my Cavage's paper bag, and Paul Stanley said, "What the hell is this?" And then he turned around and gave the little 10-year-old fat Kiss fan a poster.
Nice.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It was super nice. It was super cool, and it turns out he's my biggest idol. So thank you, Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley, what a great guy. Well, listen, fellas, we've beaten this one to death. We're about out of time. I want to thank our very special guest. Thanks for coming on, man. You made it worthwhile.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, listen,
thanks for having me.
We can bring you back on. Maybe you can come on for the big finale for the cruise, and we can talk then too.
Oh, definitely.
And maybe we'll bring Joe in, and we can all have a good conversation. Thanks for joining us tonight. I want to thank Joe for his awesomeness out there on the cruise, and I want to thank my friend MJ420. Who came and went so fast it was like a morning breeze or maybe a queef. And also want to say thank you to Chaz Stanley. And, of course, couldn't do it without my good friend Guido, always on the Conjugal Visit show. Okay, we're going to hit 5,000, guys. 5,000 listens to our station, to our show. And that's awesome. That makes me feel really good. So, without further ado, we've beaten this one to death. We're going to see you later, guys. This is KGFRocks.com and the Conjugal Visits. Good night.
You're getting better at not drawing that ending out.
It's Sunday night, and this is the Conjugal Visit on KGFRocks.com.